afternoon. I hope you're well. I hope you're keeping on safely with your children, especially when it comes to their sexuality talks, trying them, to understand some few things here and there. Um, I just got a request from someone to explain how we can talk to our children about homosexuality, especially those who are a bit younger. I heard about the rainbow movement from my daughter. Can you imagine? I had never heard about it. So she came home from school and then she's like, Mom, do you know the rainbow movement? I'm like, rainbow? Yeah. I said, I don't know about it. And then she said that I also don't know about it much, but I just hear they have bangles, they have belts, they have, necklaces, they have clothes that are in rainbow colors, but I don't understand what they do with the rainbow colors. I said, okay, cool, I'll find out. Well, I'm just giving you tips on how to do the sexuality talk, okay? As we learn together. So in the finding out is when I went to research about the rainbow movement, only to find out, okay, it's about LGBTQ, and okay, I found all the details about it, all the details about it. So when I was ready, the next day I told her, okay, look, so I found out about the rainbow movement. This is about homosexuality. You know what homosexuality is? Yeah, she knows. I had told her about it. And actually, she has also learned from school and all that. So she told me, yeah, I know about homosexuality. And in the mix, as we were talking, my younger daughter was in the mix. So she's a bit younger. She's around, she was, I think, 8, 7. So she was curious to know what is the rainbow movement about and LGBTQ. So now I had to, find a language to talk to her about it because this older one was understanding. She could understand. I could use ambiguous words she could understand. So how do we talk to the younger ones? Younger ones, let's say it's 7, 8, 6. Yeah, because this is a conversation we need to begin at that age. So previously I used to think these are talks for high school kids. You don't need to tell them, but of late things that have been going on, but even according to the what we need our children to know, what we need our children to know at what time, by the time they reach 6 years they should know about LGBTQ. Yeah, it's just good they know. I tell parents I'd rather give them too much than giving them nothing. So they'd rather have a lot of information that have no information at all. So we had this talk. So when they are younger, you have to use a bit, to cut down your words, like use simpler words, simpler sentences. So I went on and told her, this is when homosexuality is when a man, okay, happens to know want to marry because they know much about marriage. All right, they know about marriage. They happen to want to marry another man to be the wife, okay, or a wife or a woman or a girl who wants to marry another girl or woman to be like their wife or their girlfriend, okay, or their boyfriend, but they are both from the same gender. So definitely you're using a language that they understand. If they understand Kiswahili, tumia Kiswahili. If they understand English, tumia English. If they understand your vernacular, use the vernacular. All right, but just bring it down to a simpler version of things. And then now you've given the fact. Then now the value is so it is not right. Okay, it is not right. God does not like it like that. God has created us women. When we get older, we get married to men, and men, when they get older, they get married to women who are older like them. Okay, that is how God loves it, and it is not a good thing to want to marry somebody of the same gender. So we are talking to a young kid, okay, a young kid who is 7, 6 years old, 8 years old. All right. So watch out now. Look what happened to us later on. Later on. This my 7-year-old. We had already talked. Remember, conversation don't stop there. So you find opportunities to continue building on them. Continue building on them. That's how sexuality talks go. You continue building on them. The more they grow, also you continue building on them. and even at the same level and stages, continue building on them, continue repeating stuff. You repeat stuff, and you see, as I had told you earlier, as I normally tell you, the more you open up to them, the more likely they get closer and you have a bond. So later on, I was telling you about later on, this girl who is a bit younger, when we were talking about it, she was 7. Now she's 9. At her 9 in her class, so she comes home and tells me, Mom, my friend told me she's a lesbian. Okay, she's a lesbian. So I asked her, lesbian, so what does that mean? She said, oh, she loves other girls. Mind you, these are 9-year-old kids. Yeah, and she would like to marry other girls. So I told her, okay, so remember, no panic, be calm. So I asked her, okay, then what did you say to her? She said, oh, you told me about it. So I just told her that God doesn't love it and it is not right. And she said she will change. In short, she has information, okay, and then she can also be a source, a resource for other children. So empowering your child also means that you're also empowering other children in the circle. All right. So that's about it. If you have any other way to do it, please share it down in the comments and let's help each other. Okay, bye. Have a good afternoon.